Hello and welcome to Skedlive. Today is March 14th and I'm Nabila Hashimi. Let's take a look at the latest international stories. The U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry and Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov are meeting at the U.S. ambassador's residence in central London for talks on Ukraine before Sunday's referendum in Crimea. After 6 days, the Malaysian airline flight MH370 with 239 people aboard is still missing. The aircraft went missing at 2:30 a.m. on its way to Beijing. According to CBC, investigators are looking at evidence suggesting the plane was diverted hundreds of kilometers off course. According to CNN, U.S. officials have widened the search from the South China Sea to the west of the Indian Ocean, based on report that the jetliner could have flown hours off course. A gas leak leads to a major gas explosion in New York, Harlem on Wednesday. The explosion caused 2 buildings to collapse, which has left 7 people dead and 60 injured. Fire officials are still searching for missing people. Now to national news. The last Canadian troops in Afghanistan have received nasty goodbye messages from the Taliban. The Taliban sent a statement to followers in Kandahar Thursday, telling its fighters the Canadians are pulling out because they were defeated. According to the Toronto Star, the statement was written in Pashto and names dead Taliban leaders who were killed by Canadians and implores the dead to raise their heads and listen to the news. Halifax officials have sounded the all clear after a radiation scare last night. Containers containing radioactive materials fell 20 feet off a cargo ship docked at the port of Halifax. Fire officials say there are no signs of leaks. Here are today's provincial stories. Ontario Premier Kathleen Wynne says that she will not increase the gasoline tax and HST to pay for transit expansion in Toronto. The president of the University of Guelph, Alistair Summerlee, said yesterday 2 of the university's satellite campuses in Eastern Ontario will close by the end of 2015 to cut costs. Let's look at what's happening locally. Enbridge Gas plans to increase the price of natural gas up to 40%. According to CBC, Enbridge spokesman Chris Mayer said because the winter has gone on so long that lower priced natural gas has been largely used up. A 72-year-old man was struck and killed by a vehicle while crossing the road at Highway 7 and Pine Valley Drive this morning. No charges have been laid. York Regional Police are asking for witnesses. Let's go to our weekly look at what is happening on the Toronto political scene. Here are Duncan Spence, Adam Johnson, and Brad McDonald with a Skedlive Council report.
Hi, my name's Duncan Spence, and welcome to your Skedline City Council report for Friday, March 14th. Joining me today are our Municipal Affairs reporters, Brad McDonald and Adam Johnson. You were at the Olivia Chow campaign kickoff yesterday. We were. Let's take a look.
We need a new mayor for a better city. And I am here to apply for the job.
So you were there yesterday. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what happened?
Well, Olivia entered into a excited, crowded room. She went up to the stage and she spoke for about 15 minutes about just kind of her stump speech, her general plans and ideas and feelings about everything. And then she left the stage and there were some smaller scrums with her campaign team. And then she came back and she did a press conference for about another 10 or 15 minutes.
And so St. Jamestown has some symbolism for Olivia Chow. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. When she first arrived to Canada, she lived in St. Jamestown and she grew up in St. Jamestown. So that's a big reason for why she kicked off her campaign in a church in the neighborhood.
And so it's March break this week. Was there some strategy behind the timing of this announcement?
Well, March break not only goes for the schools, it's always for City Council. So City Hall's a little bit emptier this week. The reporters weren't around there as much, so all the press corps was available to be at Olivia's, packed campaign announcement.
Did she talk about her platform at all?
A little bit. She said she would get into to specifics in a few weeks, but she mentioned transit, which is always a big issue here in Toronto, And she also mentioned families and children and how to build a city in her mind.
And Brad, you also covered one of possibly the youngest candidates the city has seen. Why don't you tell us a little bit about her?
Well, this week I spoke with, had coffee with Morgan Baskin. She's 18 years old, and she's a high school student, and she's running for mayor.
She's taking this exceptionally seriously, isn't she?
Yeah, she believes her ideas are ones that the city could use. She talks about having a downtown relief line for the subway system, and she wants to kind of heal the wounds of a long fought out kind of divide between the suburbs and the downtown and the different partisan divides on city council.
Right, and so March breaks over next week, council comes back. What can we expect?
Well, there's a few committee meetings. There's also a city council meeting on Thursday where they will be considering community council items only. And I'm sure we'll hear a lot more about the mayoral campaign.
Right on. Well, this has been your city council report for Friday, March 14th. I'm here with Brad McDonald and Adam Janssen. We will see you next week.
Thanks, Duncan, Brad, and Adam. Let's check in with Kadeen Smith on what kind of weather we can expect this weekend.
Thank you. Over the past couple of days, the weather has been more complicated than the plot of the popular TV show Scandal. We've seen everything from sunshine and blue skies to massive snowfall and almost whiteout conditions. Today, Mother Nature smiles at us with clear skies and sunshine with a high of +7 and a low of 0 in the overnight. Here's a look at the 5-day forecast. On the weekend, we can look forward to some okay weather, good enough for any outdoor activities you may have planned to end off March break with the kids. Saturday brings us flurries throughout the day, a high of +2 and a low of -7. Sunday will be sunny all day with a high of -8 and a low of -12. On Monday, we can expect a high of -5 and a low of -11. We will have partly cloudy skies, so if you are heading out to the St. Patrick's Day parade, dress warmly. The clouds will stay with us for Tuesday. The high will be -1 and the low will be -7. Things are looking up for Wednesday with a high of +2. As we head into the evening, there will be a mix of rain and snow, and we will drop to 2 in the overnight. The first day of spring arrives next week. Let's hope that means we will be basking in sunshine and blue skies soon. This has been your 5-day weather forecast. I'm Kadeen Smith. Back to the studio.
Thanks, Kadeen. And now with our sport report with Rudy Moscoso.
Thanks. Let's start with a sad note. It can only get better from then on. The U.S. sledge hockey team beat Canada 3-0 in the semifinals in Sochi. The Americans will defend their 2010 Paralympic gold medal against Russia at noon on Saturday. Canada will play Norway for the bronze on Saturday at 5 a.m. Snowboarding made its debut in the Paralympics. The United States swept the men's discipline and took 4 of the 6 podium spots. The other 2 spots were taken by Norway, a gold medal, and a silver medal for France. The best Canadian at the men's event was John Leslie of Arnprior, Ontario, finishing in 6th place. Tyler Mosher of Whistler, BC, was expected to win a medal but ended up in 12th place. Ian Lucky of Trail, BC, finished 21st. On the women's side, Michelle Salt of Calgary ended in 8th place. Russian Roman Petushkov won the gold medal in men's 15K Sitling biathlon, 2 minutes ahead of his fellow Russian, Grigory Murichin. So far, Petushkov won 5 medals in these Paralympics. He's not done yet, though. He still has a couple more cross-country events left. Mary Bochet of France won her 3rd goal of the games in the women's standing super combined, beating Andrea Rothfest of Germany by over 4 seconds. Erin Latimer of Toronto finished in 7th, while Alexander Storker of Calgary pulled out of the race. Canada's Lauren Woolsterscroft is still the only Paralympian to accomplish the Alpine sweep, doing so in 2010. Let's end with a great note. John Dueck won gold for Canada in the sitting category men's super combined with the Sochi Paralympics report. I'm Rudy Moscoso. Back to the studio.
Thanks, Rudy. Well, that's it for Skedlive. For all our stories, go to skedline.com. I'm Nabila Hashimi. Until next time.